Hello, welcome to the September 3rd, 2002 edition of Social Justice and Human Rights, a program series presented by Missoula Advocates for Human Rights. I'm Randy Ammon. Today's program is dedicated to a true champion of human rights, a great guy who we lost last week, Bill Wassmuth. Bill died from ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was a valiant warrior against racism. He was a friend of mine. He was a hero of mine. We're going to be showing the videotape from the Human Rights Conference that was held here in Missoula in October of 1999. Bill's closing keynote speech from that conference in just a few minutes. But I just needed to say a few other words about Bill. I first met him in 86 or 87, shortly after his Coeur d'Alene home had been bombed by members of the Church of Jesus Christ Christian Aryan Nations, which was a very racist, violent organization headquartered just outside of Coeur d'Alene. Bill was a priest and a very outspoken critic, a very active opponent to this ever-growing white supremacist threat in northern Idaho. The bombing did not scare him off. He intensified his efforts fighting against racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, both as a member of the Kootenai County Task Force in northern Idaho and as the first executive director of the regional organization, the Northwest Coalition Against Malicious Harassment. Now, this organization has recently merged, and the new name of the organization is the Northwest Coalition for Human Dignity. Bill was the executive director for the first 10 years or so of its existence. Bill was a great guy. He dedicated his life to making the world better for all of us, and I think he succeeded. Let me read a quote from his 1999 book titled "Hate is My Neighbor." To ignore hate groups, even though they usually include relatively small numbers of people, is to miscalculate the impact that they can have on a community, and to miss an opportunity to bring a community together to take another step toward justice for all. Bill was born in Green Creek, Idaho, a small rural community. He worked in Coeur d'Alene, and the Northwest Coalition Against Malicious Harassment was headquartered in Seattle. When Bill retired from being executive director there, he moved to Ellensburg, and he had left the church to marry a wonderful artist who runs a gallery in Ellensburg. But Bill was still very active in human rights causes, and in fact was one of the leading activists in the legal action in the year 2000 that led to a $6.2 million judgment against the Aryan Nations, bankrupting the group and forcing it to abandon its compound, and thus making northern Idaho, making the Northwest, making the world a better place. For all of this, Bill, thank you. We miss you. Here now is the closing keynote from the 1999 Northwest Coalition Against Malicious Harassment and Montana Human Rights Network Annual Conference, Organizing for Justice in the New Millennium. Bill Wassmuth.